Hello students, welcome to GS Maths. It's my channel. I will today start with applications of trigonometry, right? But before starting off, you should just recall the values of trigonometric ratios of some angles. We wrote this table in the chapter of trigonometry, introduction to trigonometry, like this. Remember these values. These values will be used in this chapter. We know sine of, don't use 0 degree, sine 30. Let me write here, sine 0, 0, sine 30 half, 1 by under root 2, under root 3 by 2, 1. Then cos 0 is 1. It's under root 3 by 2. It has the same value, 1 by under root 2. It's half. Cos 90 is 0. Tan, it's 0. It's 1 by root 3. Tan 45 is 1. Tan 60 is under root 3. And this is not defined, or we call tan of 90 degree is infinity. Remember this table. Moreover, remember the ratios. That is the relation between the sides of a right angle triangle and the trigonometric ratios. Say this was the right angle triangle. This angle is theta. Opposite to theta, this is the perpendicular. This is the base. And this becomes the hypotenuse. Right? Now, I will write again sine theta as perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse, and tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Watch my videos on trigonometry chapter, introduction to trigonometry chapter. These values I have written over there, explained in detail the trigonometric ratios and the relation between the sides of a right angled triangle. Right? These will be applied in this chapter, that is applications of trigonometry, or we call this chapter as heights and distances. Right? This concept is still used in finding the height of a mountain, or you can say the width of a river, or a width of a road, or any height of any building. This method is applied. Now, to start off, but you should understand the basics of it. Few basics are, this is a horizontal line, that is, if a person is standing like this is the horizontal line. Horizontal line. Now, if a person is to observe an object over here, he has to raise his head. So, this is the line of sight. A person is standing on a level ground. This is his horizontal line. Now he has to observe an object at some height. This line of sight makes an angle theta with the horizontal line. Let us say this angle is theta. Now when a person looks at object above this, it is called angle of elevation. He has to raise his head in order to observe the object, right? This is called angle of elevation. Now, say a person is standing again on a level ground or at top of the building which has a flat roof. This is his horizontal line. Horizontal line. He has to observe some object lying on the ground. So what he has to do? He has to lower down his head. he has to lower down his head. This will be the line of sight. Line of sight. And this angle, let this be theta. It will be called now angle of depression. Angle of depression. Again, I will repeat. Person is standing on a level ground. He has to observe something lying at top of a building, or say he has to observe the top of the mountain. What he has to do? He has to raise his head. This will be his line of sight. The horizontal line and the line of sight make an angle of theta. This is called angle of elevation then. If a person is standing at the rooftop or on a cliff or on a mountain and he has to observe some object lying, this is the object lying on the ground or at a lower level, what he has to do? He has to lower down his head. The line of sight and the horizontal line make an angle theta. In this case, this angle theta is called angle of depression. Hope this concept is clear, right? The line of sight, the angle between the horizontal line and the line of sight, in this case is called angle of elevation, and in this case it is called angle of depression. Remember these two concepts. Remember the trigonometric table which I wrote, and remember the relation between the sides and the trigonometric ratios of a right angle triangle. It will be applied in this chapter of application of trigonometry, or we can call this as heights and distances. Now straight away I will come to the point by solving a problem sum for you. Now the very first sum. Question is, question number 1. Now, statement will be given to you, right? Half of the sum will be solved if you are able to draw the figure, right? Now, say I have a question. A tower stands vertically on the ground. A tower stands vertically on a level ground. Obviously the ground will be leveled, right? Then from a point on the ground which is 15 meter away, from a point 15 meter away from foot of the tower, from foot of the tower, the angle of elevation of the top, the angle of elevation, the angle of elevation of the top of the tower, of the top of tower is 60 degree. Find the height of the tower. Find the height of tower. Now, a tower stands vertically on a level ground. Okay, let me draw a tower. It stands on a vertical ground. From a point 15 meter away from foot of the tower, here is the foot of the tower, 15 meter away, let this distance be 15 meters. 15 meters. The angle of elevation. Now this is the line of the sight and this is angle of, I have to observe, that is from a point 15 meter away from foot of the tower, the angle of elevation of top of the tower is 60 degree. Find height of the tower. I need this height. Let this height be h meters. This angle of elevation is given as 60 degrees. Now only thing I have to apply is an appropriate T ratio, the relation between the sides of the triangle and a trigonometric ratio. This is what? Perpendicular, it's always opposite to the angle. This is the base. I have to find the height, so use, say, let me name it O M P. I have MP upon OM, that is perpendicular upon base. This is equal to tan of theta. Theta is given to you as 60 degrees. So MP is H, OM is 15 into tan 60. Tan 60 is under root of 3. So height equals to 15 times under root 3 meters. If you know the value of under root 3, it's 15 multiplied by 1.732 meters. Just multiply this to get the answer, or leave only here, that is 15 under root 3 meters is the height of the tower which was required. What I have used, I have to draw the figure. Half the question is solved. I have height and the base. The relation between height upon base is tan of 60, trigonometric ratio. This was H. I have taken this. This is 15 given. Tan 60 is under root 3. I get height of the tower, that is 15 times under root 3 meters. Now, the second question. But again I am saying, just go through those values. Just go through that table of trigonometry ratios, so that it becomes easier to put down the values of the trigonometric ratios. Now, the second question is like this. It's again a very important sum. It was there in one of the board exams. Yeah. A tree breaks due to storm and the broken part bends so that top of the tree touches the ground, making an angle of 30 degrees with it. A tree breaks due to storm and the broken part bends so that the top of tree touches the ground, making an angle of 30 degrees with it, making an angle of 30 degrees with the ground. Right? Now I have to find the distance between the foot of the tree to the point where the top touches the ground is 8 meters. The distance between top where it touches the ground from the foot of tree, is 8 meters. Find the length of the tree, or find the height of the tree. Find the height of the tree. It's just like a script written. You are just to make a movie out of it. It's just like this. Make a figure from here, the sum is solved. Now try to understand the script. A tree breaks due to storm and broken part bends so that top of the tree touches the ground. Now look here. What I am going to do is this is the tree, not as a whole. Now the tree was initially this. Total height of the tree was this much. This part broke and it touched the ground. The broken part touched the ground like this. At point A, B, this is C, this is D. What I have to do is I have to find this height of the tree. This height of the tree is BC plus CD. Tree was initially of this much height. This portion broke due to the storm. It bent like this. It touched the top of the tree. This was the top of the tree. It touched at point A on the ground. Right? Now, a tree breaks due to storm and broken part bends so that the top of the tree touches the ground, making an angle of 30 degrees with it. That means this angle is 30 degrees. Right? With it. Distance between top where it touches the ground from foot of the tree is 8 meters. This is given as 8 meters. AB is 8 meters. I need to find height of the tree. Before the tree broke, I have to find that height. Now, consider this triangle ABC. Right? Now, first of all, let me find BC. Triangle ABC. BC. This is perpendicular upon base is given to me AB. This is equal to tan of 30 degrees. Perpendicular upon base is tan 30. BC as such. AB is 8. Tan 30 is 1 by under root 3. So I get BC is 8 by under root 3. I can rationalize it. That is under root 3 upon under root 3. I get 8 by 3 under root 3 meters or units. BC length 8 under root 3 by 3. Right? Now I also need this portion. Right? I have this BC now as 8 by under root 3 or 8 under root 3 upon 3 meters. Right? I have this BC. I have to find CD also because the total height of the tree before the storm was BD. Now, I have this base, I have this angle. I can easily find the hypotenuse by using trigonometric ratio. Base upon hypotenuse. Now, the same triangle, ABC, AB upon hypotenuse, AB upon hypotenuse. This is equal to tan cos of 30 degree. Cos 30 degree. AB is 8 upon AC. Cos 30 is under root 3 by 2. So I get AC equals to 16 under root 3. Like this. What I use? Base upon hypotenuse. It's cos. Base upon AC is cos 30 degrees. Right? So cos 30 is under root 3 by 2. So I get AC from there. Now AC is equal to CD. This is equal to CD I can write. Right? Now I have BC. I have CD, the total height of the tree, this CD portion is 16 under root 3. Now, the total height of the tree before the storm was BC plus CD. What is BC? BC is say 8 by under root 3 plus what is CD? 16 under root 3. This is my answer. This is my answer. I can use Pythagoras theorem to find this, but I can use trigonometric ratios, relation between the sides and the angle. Base, this is the base, this is the hypotenuse. I have cos of 30 degree. Cos of 30 degrees under root 3 by 2. So 8 AB, 8 AC is cos 30 under root 3 by 2. 2 into 8 is 16. 16 by under root 3. It will be by under root 3, sorry. 16 upon under root 3 is AC. But AC is equal to CD over here. It will be upon under root 3. Let me write it corrected. 16 by under root 3. Right? I can rationalize that. I can take the LCM as 16 plus 8. 24 by under root 3. Just rationalize it. Under root 3 by under root 3. 3 into 8. Total height is 8 by under root 3 meters. Now AC is 16 by under root 3. I get AC. AC is the broken part. Broken part is what? CD. Just add these two to get the total height of the tree before the storm. That is 8 by under root 3 plus 16 by under root 3. 16 plus 8 is 24. 24 by under root 3. I rationalize it. I get 8 under root 3 meters. This was the height of the tree before the storm. Hope you have understood this question. Now, it was a very good sum. It was asked in one of the board exams in the previous years, right? Try to draw the figure. Try to change the given statement into mathematical form, that is, draw a figure. If you are able to draw the figure, half of the question is solved. Now let me try a few more questions from this application of trigonometry. Now right. Question is, from a point on a ground, the angle of elevation of the bottom and the top of a transmission tower fixed at the top of a 20-meter high building. Now let me draw the figure as it is. This is the building. Its height is given to me as 20 meters. Right? A transmission tower is fitted. Okay. Transmission tower is fitted. Let this be the transmission tower. Now, the angle of elevation of the top, the angle of elevation from a ground, from a point on the ground, the angle of elevation of the bottom and the top of a transmission tower fixed at this is 45 and 60. Now say my point, I am standing over here, let this be P. Now this is the bottom of the tower fixed on a 20-meter high building, and this. Now this angle is 45 degrees, this angle is 60 degrees. Now what I have to do is find the height of the tower. I need this height, sir. This height. Listen to the question. Try to understand the question over here. I have a building RQ, height is given to me as 20 meters, right? On the top of this building, a transmission tower is fitted, that is SR, right? I don't know its height, I have to find its height. I am standing over here, the person is standing over here at a point P. When he looks at the bottom of the tower, his angle of elevation is 45. If he looks at the top of the tower, then his angle of elevation is 60 degrees, right? We have to find height of the tower. Now, this is 20 meter high building. 20 meter high building. Now, just take the angle triangle, say PQR. Now, I have this 20 meters. I can find the base. Now, let me do it. It's RQ upon PQ. This is the perpendicular. This is the base. Angle is tan 45. Perpendicular, I have taken this triangle PQR. Perpendicular upon base tan 45. Perpendicular is 20. PQ tan 45 is 1. Therefore, PQ equals to 20 meters. This is 20 meters now. PQ is 20 meters, right? I have this. I want to find H. Total will be 20 plus H meters. Up to this, it was 20 meters. This portion was H. The total SQ, it is 20 plus H meters. Now it becomes very easy. Take the triangle PQS. Perpendicular upon base is tan of 60 degree now, because I am considering PQS as the triangle. Perpendicular upon base is tan of 60 degree. Tan of 60 degrees. SQ is how much? 20 plus H. PQ is how much? 20. Tan of 60 root 3. Now cross multiply. 20 plus H is 20 under root 3. H equals to 20 under root 3 minus 20. Take 20 common from here. This is your answer. That is height of this tower, which is fitted on top of a building which was 20 meter high, is 20 into under root 3 minus 1 meters. If you want to solve it furthermore, then put the value of under root 3 as 1.732 minus 1, that becomes 0.732 multiplied by 20. You can solve it and find the answer. Write the answer in a decimal form, but no need to do it. It's simply just take two triangles, right? Use the concept of perpendicular upon base, tan of the angle, that is 45. Once I get the base, now I want to find this much portion. Total is 20 plus H. Perpendicular upon base, tan of 60 degrees. Tan 60 is under root 3. Just get the value of the height of the tower from this. Now before I wind up, I will do one more question from this. Now try to understand the thing. Try to convert the statement into a figure. It becomes very easy for you. Just make use of the concept of P ratios. Remember the values. Sum is solved. Now, question is, the shadow of a tower standing on level ground. Let me write the question. It's a very interesting one. The shadow of a tower standing on a level ground, of a tower standing on level ground. Obviously the ground will be leveled, is found to be 40 meter longer, is found to be 40 meter longer, 40 meter longer when the sun's altitude is, when the sun's altitude is altitude is 30 degrees, then when it is 60 degrees, when it is 60 degrees, find the height of the tower. Find height of the tower. Now, just convert this into a figure form. The shadow of a tower standing on a level ground is found to be 40 meter longer when the sun's altitude is 30 degrees than when it is 60 degrees. Find out the height of the tower. Let this be the tower standing on a level ground, right? Yeah, tower is fixed on a level ground. Its shadow falls over here. The sun is somewhere here, right? Now let it be, initially its shadow be this. This is, say, P, Q is the tower. Let this point be P. Rather, let this point be A. Now 40 meter longer, let A point be somewhere here. This shadow becomes 40 meter longer. This was the initial shadow, right? Let me draw it a bit smaller. This was the shadow initially. Now the shadow when it was 60 degrees, right? Now the angle of elevation becomes 30 degrees. This is 40 meter longer. Initially the shadow was, say, X meters when it was 60 degrees, right? That means I can draw like this. First of all, it was 60 degrees. Secondly, it was 30 degrees. This was the sun, position of the sun. Say the shadow PQ, shadow of the tower initially was this. Let me name it RS. When it was 60 degree, then the shadow increased by 40 meter when it was 30 degrees. Right? Now I have to find the height of the, let it be H, height of the tower. It's again very simple sum. First take the triangle PQR, triangle PQR. Again apply the relation between the sides and the triangle and the angle of the triangle. Look here. This is the perpendicular divided by RQ. RQ I have taken as X. Let me write it first. Tan of 60 degrees. Perpendicular upon base. Tan 60. PQ is H. This is X. I have taken this as X under root 3. Now height equals to under root 3 times X. Let this be the first equation. Right? Again, height upon the base it's tan 30 degree. That is, now I will take the triangle as PQS. PQS. PQ upon the base SQ, your QS, equals to tan of 30 degree. Now PQ is H, QS is x plus 40 or 40 plus x equals to tan of 30 degree 1 by under root 3. From here I can get H equals to 40 plus x upon under root 3. This is my second equation, sir. Now from first and second, this is value of H also, this is also H. I can equate these two. I can write here from first and second under root 3x is equal to 40 plus x upon under root 3. Cross multiply, under root 3 into under root 3 is 3x is 40 plus x, that is 2x equals to 40. I get x as 10 meters. Once I get x, initially the shadow was 10 meters, it increased by 40 meters. Now height of the tower, I can put the value of x over here, therefore h, height of the tower, is under root 3 times x, x is 10, that is 10 under root 3 meters. This is the concept which we will use in this chapter of application of trigonometry. Go through the trigonometric tables, try to understand the relations between the sides and the angles of a triangle, right angle triangle, obvious. Okay? Remember those values of sine 30, tan 60, tan 30 degrees and so on. Revise this, go through the topics, right, till I upload more videos from this very chapter. Clear your concepts, subscribe my channel. Thank you.